You ever notice how some people say, I hate my life, but also, I'm fine? Yeah, that sentence right there, that's the comfort zone of suffering. Let me ask you something honestly. If suffering is so painful, why do so many of us stay in it for years? Bad jobs, toxic relationships, daily routines we complain about every single day and still repeat tomorrow. Strange, right? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Not all suffering feels bad enough to escape. Some suffering feels familiar, and familiar feels safe. Welcome to the comfort zone of suffering. Now, before you think, that sounds deep or dramatic, let's make this real. Imagine a chair. It's broken. One leg is shorter than the others. You sit on it every day, your back hurts. You complain about it every day, but you don't change the chair. Why? Because you know how this chair hurts you. A new chair, what if it's worse? What if it's uncomfortable in a different way? So you stay. Not because it's good, but because it's predictable. That's the comfort zone of suffering. We humans are funny like that. We don't always choose happiness. We choose certainty. A job you hate but pays the bills, certain. A relationship that drains you but feels familiar, certain. Being unhappy but knowing exactly what tomorrow looks like, very certain. Growth, on the other hand, is uncertain, and uncertainty scares us more than pain. Let's talk about complaining for a second. Ever met someone who complains about the same thing for 5 years straight? My boss is horrible. My life is stuck. I never get lucky. Same story, different day. At some point, complaining stops being a cry for help and starts becoming a hobby. Not because they enjoy pain, but because pain has become their identity. If they actually fix the problem, they lose something important. The story they tell themselves about who they are. I'm the unlucky one. I'm the victim. This is just how my life is. Change threatens that story. And change asks a scary question. What if the problem isn't just the situation, but my choices? Oof, that one stings. Here's another example. You ever open the fridge, stare at it for 5 minutes, close it, and say, there's nothing to eat, even though it's full of food? That's exactly how we treat our lives. There's no opportunity. There's no way out. There's nothing I can do. But the fridge is full. You just don't feel like cooking. Effort is uncomfortable. Risk is uncomfortable. Trying and failing is uncomfortable. So instead, we stick with the discomfort we already know. That's the trap. The comfort zone of suffering whispers things like, at least it's not that bad. At least I know what to expect. Others have it worse. And sure, others do have it worse. But that doesn't mean you're not allowed to want better. Suffering doesn't become noble just because it's familiar. Now, here's the plot twist most people don't realize. Staying stuck actually takes more energy than changing. Think about it. How much mental energy goes into overthinking, complaining, stressing, and replaying the same problems in your head? That's exhausting. But because it's spread out over time, we don't notice it. Change feels like lifting a heavy weight all at once. Staying stuck feels like carrying a slightly heavy bag forever. Guess which one breaks you slowly? Exactly. And here's where a little humor helps. You know that friend who says, I'm going to start waking up early, and then sets 10 alarms and still wakes up late? That's not laziness. That's comfort. They want the results of change without the discomfort of becoming someone new. And becoming someone new is awkward. You mess up. You feel stupid. You don't get instant results. Your ego hates that. So it says, let's go back to suffering. At least we're good at that. But here's the good news. You don't escape the comfort zone of suffering with one big dramatic move. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow, leave everything behind, and move to a mountain. You escape it with small, uncomfortable honesty, like admitting, this hurts and I don't want this anymore. Or asking, if nothing changes, will I be okay living like this for the next 5 years? That question alone makes the comfort zone very uncomfortable.
And that's the point. Growth doesn't start when you feel ready. It starts when staying the same finally feels worse than trying. So if you're in a place that hurts but feels familiar, don't shame yourself. You're human. Just don't confuse comfort with safety, and don't confuse familiarity with destiny. Because the scariest thing isn't change. The scariest thing is waking up one day and realizing you stayed in pain simply because it was easier than facing the unknown. And trust me, you deserve better than a broken chair.